Hey folks, Daily Landsblog for the 4th of January 2020. And here I am in Florida. What's the lighting like, Case? Because the sun is setting as we speak
Dad.
right now. So
It was golden hour.
see, what's really good is that the sun is setting down there, so I'm not backlit. The dreading backlighting puts on 20 pounds in probably 10 years. Vacation, holiday. You know, one of the things that I found is that it doesn't matter where you go, you can't outrun your mental illness. It's like as much as you want to leave it behind, you can't do it. But I do find that my life is easier and my challenges, my illness is easier to deal with when I'm not working, when I don't have the same obligations, when I'm able to compartmentalize my life and say, okay, I'm struggling right now, as I did yesterday. I had a couple of hours when, I started to get really dark, and I thought to myself, okay, well, what can I do for myself to get me out of this? And what I did was I pulled out a book and I started to read, and I had to focus on the words because I didn't really want to be doing it, but I was looking for something possibly to distract me. And I'm not a believer that distraction is going to solve, your problem with depression. But it did give me the opportunity to focus on something else. And I think because I don't have obligations right now, because I'm not working, because I'm not thinking about the next thing all the time, I do feel, I think, a little better. So the bad time that I've had down here, instead of being a 4, has been a 5. And I'm good with that. The problem is, what do you learn from this? You learn that, the pressures of everyday life multiply your illness, and it makes it worth. It makes it worth. Yes, worth.
Worse?
It makes it worse. So vacation is an answer, but not realistic, right? Most of us have to work. Just the lesson is that the pressures of life can magnify your illness. So in any way we can to reduce those pressures of life, to be able to focus more on our mental well-being than trying to put out fires in our life, that would be a great thing. Doesn't lead anywhere because, again, we all have these responsibilities that we have to assume. But I just wanted to let you know that, for me, it's been a really nice break. And I can safely say that instead of living between a 4 and a 7, at least for the last week, I've been living between a 5 and an 8. And I don't think I've said that ever before. You ever hear me say that, Case? No. So SickNotWeak.com, 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. Thank you to all of you that have responded over the last couple of days. And the fact that you respond and say that this video blog makes a difference to your day because you feel like you're understood, well, that's enough reason for me to say, okay, you know what? Let's do it for another year.